Westminster High School this Saturday at 6 o'clock, and the doors open at 5 o'clock. And the main event, Johnson and Blignott, starts at 8:30. Mike Johnson, defending his championship. It's the World Martial Mania Federation Championship that he captured with a fourth-round knockout against Blignott last year in South Africa. It took place in May. We're going to show you some highlights of that fight right now. It took place actually May 19th, 1990. At the time, Johnson was the challenger. He knocked out Blignott very early, in fact, just seconds into the fourth round. This is a form of kickboxing which combines judo, so there's different ways to score. You can land a kick, you can land a punch, you can also throw your opponent. In fact, you're supposed to throw your opponent at least 2 times per round. That's one of the rules. It's basically a freestyle form of kickboxing, and a lot of judo is involved as well. Once again, there's the knockout by Johnson. Happened very, very quickly, early in the fourth round, and that kick, in fact, caused Blignott to have a couple of broken ribs and ended his reign as the champion in kickboxing. That was a scheduled 12-round fight. This fight's going to be a scheduled 9-rounder. It's a very demanding sport, kickboxing. They say 7 rounds of kickboxing equals about 15 rounds of regular boxing, so a lot of people are starting to shorten the fights. Regular boxing, in fact, has been shortened from 15 rounds to 12 rounds, and now kickboxing has been shortened from 12 to 9 in a lot of cases, and this Saturday's main event is a scheduled 9-rounder at Westminster High. On to some Mike Johnson news now. Mike is from the Manchester area. He's a 1986 graduate from Yorkville Tech High School. He's been very busy with this fight. Being that it's in this country, he's done everything from promoting to training as well. He had a press conference this past Monday. He, along with Andre Blignott and a few other men, it took place Monday morning in Westminster. Johnson has been training for this fight since last December 1st, so he's been training for about 5.5 months compared to the 7th-month training that he had for last year's fight. And Mike explained why he shortened up his training period for this year.
December 1st, I believe, was around 6 months out of the fight. It was a good time to start, I think. We've been training a lot of different techniques this year, working on some weaknesses, some boxing skills, a slack ball thing. It'll be a different fighter this year, you'll see.
The fight will be here in this country, which is a relief for Johnson, but he has said he's had some added pressure this year being in front of his hometown crowd.
Yeah, it was a hassle, worrying about flying in, jet lag. I had terrible jet lag when I got there. I was so tired, weak, get dizzy. My ears and nose pop from the altitude. My body will stay here because it's used to it. Maybe he'll suffer a little bit as far as jet lag. It's a lot less stressful that way.
Often when a fighter wins a fight convincingly, there's concern about being overconfident. But Mike says he's confident for this fight, but not overconfident. He feels good, and he's ready for Andre Blignott. He says he hasn't faced anything that he won't see this Saturday when he takes on the former champ.
Yeah, I feel good. He'll be lucky if he sees round 2. And I'm ready for it.
As far as Blignott goes, he says he's rather calm right now. He felt some pressure when he started training last year, pressure to motivate himself. He was very calm on Monday, and he said at the press conference that the pressure is over and he's ready to go. He's a man of few words, Andre Blignott. He said last year's loss was very humbling, but he feels Mike Johnson isn't really a true champion yet because he hasn't defended his title.
Mike Johnson is going to get a humbling this year. He's become very big-headed, we've noticed, in living in South Africa. He needs somebody to teach him a lesson, and that's why I'm here.
What kind of effect did last year's loss have on you emotionally? How do you prepare for this fight compared to last year?
I think I spoke to one of the other reporters here, and as it was Mike Tyson who coined the phrase, you're not a champion until you've won and then lost and then won again. That's when you know, that's when you've tested.
Blignott also feels that he has an advantage over Johnson because he's had more competition since their last fight. The fight took place on May 19th. Johnson hasn't been too competitive since then. He fought in the Black Dragon Championship on May 24th and won that. A total of 18 fighters took place, and Johnson won that tournament with a 3-0 record. But that's all the competition he's really faced since then, although he has been training hard and sparring. But Blignott feels he's been in more competition, which will help his cause. In fact, Andre has been in 6 or 7 tournaments since their last fight, and he feels that's going to be advantageous to him. In his words, Johnson has been resting on his laurels. So we'll see what happens. Only time will tell, as the big fight is only a few days away, coming up Saturday at 8:30. Neither fighter would really discuss their strategy, which is understandable, although Blignott said he's a little concerned about the quickness of Mike Johnson, calling him a runner in the ring, and Johnson said that Blignot has a tough left hook and is concerned about that. But neither fighter would really say how they've been training so far, although Blignot said his training this year has been much different compared to last year. 6 fights on the card coming up Saturday, once again at 6 o'clock. We're going to have a live pay-per-view basis for you starting at 6 o'clock. You can order the pay-per-view for $15 by calling one of two numbers, 857-3740 or 875-0210 for the live pay-per-view coming up Saturday night. You can order the event up to the main event at 8:30, but the telecast will start at 6 o'clock with several fights leading up to the main event at 8:30. We have several fights on the card. We have some children taking part in this. First of all, Suki Margatas will take on Adam Tull. Another match will have George Margatas taking on Chris Garner. And the third fight featuring the children will be Dan Whittington against Mike Winton. We have 2 adult matches as well before the Johnson-Blignot match. Drew Weaver will take on Charles Alden, and Harry Cacaronis will take on John Bell. And in the main event, Mike Cobrafast Johnson takes on Andre the Giant Blignot. Those fights that are before the main event consist of some students of kickboxing. They range in age from 10 and 11 up until the adult age of 19 years old and 20 and 21. As far as the 2 fighters fighting for the championship, Andre Blignot and Mike Johnson, they're both 23 years old. A little tail of the tape, Mike Johnson right now is 6 foot 180. Blignot's a little bigger. He's about 6'2" and weighs a little over 200 pounds. But that's okay with the federation as far as that goes. 2 sanctions for the fight, the World Martial Mania Federation and the Maryland Athletic Commission as well. They had to have that sanction because the fight is here in Maryland. Should be a great, great fight. We're looking forward to it. Mike Johnson of Manchester defending his championship against South Africa's Andre Blignot. Both men are ready. Both men have had some unkind words for each other. It was a lot of fun at the press conference, and I think all of us are ready for this big, big fight, a once-in-a-lifetime fight, a world championship fight coming here to Carroll County. And once again, the numbers to call to order the live pay-per-view, 855